Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucie, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
A large Disneyland Paris 30 medallion was installed on the facade of Main Street Station, only to be removed the following day.
Storm Eunice arrived at Disneyland Paris with several operations being modified.
Disney Junior Dream Factory has returned for the season.
The annual pass holders pop-up shop has returned to the Storybook store for a limited time.
Sorry. The exclusive Club Salon Mickey reopened this week.
Strikes on the RER line caused travel disruption for guests travelling to central Paris.
And Premier Access touch points have been added to Cars Road Trip.
Hey there, hi there, hello there, Disney fans, and welcome to another Disneyland Paris show here live on a Sunday night. Or you might be watching watching at any other time of the week.
Yep.
That's up to you. We're here for your convenience. But if you're joining us right now in the chat, hello to all. Hello to Mike. Hello to Claire. Hello to Mark. Hello to Kiva. Hello to Josh. Hello to the Dunn family. Hello to Ellie P.
You made it,
hello
Ellie.
all. Lovely to see you there. Have we got two Claires? That's what I need to check.
We've only got one Claire. Spare Claire's not here at the moment.
No spare Claire. Just Claire. All right. Today on the show, we've got all that news to talk about. We've also got some show and tells from me and from a little guest who's going to do a little show for you.
Yeah.
And it is a sad day because today Chris should have been in Disneyland Paris.
We'd had a wonderful plan. We were going to drive down today. We were going to get there for a good time, go check into the Cheyenne for overnight. We hadn't told the boys we were staying at Cheyenne. They just thought we were going to stay in Campanile or somewhere again. Then we were going to go to the Rainforest Cafe for tea. And then
Well, hang on. You're giving it all away because what I was going to ask him later on in the show is, imagine that it happened.
Okay.
Chris, how was your day?
Oh, okay.
And you're going to tell us about your day. Is that all right?
Yeah, I can do that.
Does that sound fun?
Yes, that sounds
should
delightful.
Should I warn you about things like that before the show starts?
I mean, yeah, it would be good, but it's okay because there's more to say about that in an entirely uncynical way.
You may have noticed there is no Hugh today. We're joined by Mickey again. Hugh is once again rehearsing and singing Barbie Baby, Barbie Booby, ready for Company, his production of Company by Stephen Sondheim. But he should be running in about, what was it last week, about 9:10?
Yeah, something like that.
So he may join us.
Lucy, Mickey looks like he's being beaten by the head by your mic standlet. On the screen.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like he's had a bash.
The other, I've let Chris down bigly today. First of all, not telling him what the discussion was. And secondly, we got all these mics set up and then I moved mine to one side so I could write in my notebook. And it wasn't until you pressed go live that I realised I've got to move my mic.
Oh, no, never mind.
So there may have been a bit of scuffling over the theme tune today. Who knew? Who knew? Who cares?
I apologise to those of you listening on the podcast because it's far more noticeable on the podcast than it is when you're watching it live, or at least I assume it is. Mike says he's off to DLP tomorrow. Just imagine, Mike, we could have bumped into each other and exchanged pleasantries, and now we can't.
4 nights at Newport Bay as well.
Oh,
that is
I love it
luxury.
there. I do love it there.
Really, really nice. I hope that the weather calms down for you because how are you going, Mike? Because I think there has been some, I think tomorrow is going to be a very windy day, so there may be travel disruption going on. I hope there isn't, and I hope it's nice and calm for you
now
when
you're
there.
spoiling my story about how my day's gone.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you that later.
Dear me, I should have known by your windswept hair when you came in.
Yeah.
Right, should we talk about this news then?
Yes,
And then
let's.
we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Cheryl's in for Newport Bay after the first time after mainly doing Santa Fe. Oh, meet on Main Street.
We could have done, couldn't we, Darren? Yeah, we could have met on Main Street.
I want to I'm going into the Newport Bay thing. I have stayed at Newport Bay. I've never stayed at Hotel New York or Disneyland Hotel. And I would like to someday. But there's nothing wrong with Santa Fe and Cheyenne. And I'll be honest, that's probably it's definitely the ones we've stayed in most, Cheyenne in particular, and it'll probably be the ones we stay most in the future. I think any of the others are a splurge for us. There's nothing wrong with those little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Little ones. Patronising, Lucy. Right, so there was a large Disneyland Paris 30 medallion installed on the facade of Main Street Station. And it was big and kind of a metallic royal blue. So I've seen pictures where it looks navy blue. I've seen them where it looks royal blue. I think it depends.
In keeping with the branding then for the 30th.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind
well,
of.
It's mainly that iridescent thing, but they do be going a bit blue when it's more convenient, don't they? And then it had like brass coloured petals around it, so it looked like a flower. Now, Twitter generally is quite a negative space to live on.
What?
And Twitter did not appear impressed. There was the odd voice going, I actually quite like it. But in general, there was a lot of criticisms. I did quite like it. And I think Twitter was generally being a bit moany. So the following day, it disappeared.
Is that not because of the wind, though?
Well, this is where I'm going with it, Chris. So there was a lot of retweets of it disappearing with people going, Twitter won. As if a few people going, don't like that colour, has made the whole Disneyland Paris creative team go, oh, all right then, we'll take it down after 12 hours. No. They'd already got some barriers around it. There was talk of that being because of the high winds and it being a Storm Eunice thing. And so when it disappeared the following day, there's been no official comment on it, but it's presumed it's because of the high winds. And if it wasn't, it's far more likely it's to do with mechanical or structural reasons. You know, you erect something for the first time. If you discover that a certain fixture or fitting isn't ideal, you may have to take it down again, particularly in high winds. But it also looks, the predictions were that the flowers will rotate. And DLP report, always trustworthy, managed to go underneath it and take a shot of it from underneath, and you could see in mechanics. So I think in the long term, it's going to be a move. It's animatronic's the wrong word when it's not an animal.
It looks like a giant brooch.
Yeah, it does look like your grandma's brooch.
There you go. I'm holding it up to the screen now for those of you who haven't seen it.
And those are the barriers that were put there allegedly because of high wind.
Oh yeah, that's gonna stop the wind beating it, isn't it?
Well, it stops it landing on people's head if it falls off. But
for those of you who don't know what barriers mean, it's those horrible plastic green barriers that they put up.
Go away, green.
Yeah.
But if they're concerned that if they're putting barriers around it because they're concerned it's going to fall off in high winds.
It's a bit of a concern because it does look pretty heavy as well.
It does.
Yeah, and if it
would give you a bit of a clonk on the head.
Can you imagine if it fell off and it was moving and the damage that could cause? That could be quite bad.
It'd be like a bandsaw, wouldn't it? Anyway, it looks beautiful and it's got me excited. And there's loads of blue/iridescent style drapery around it with silver stars all over the arches. Oh, Chris is back on.
I was going to say, all I would say is it's very shiny, and that's maybe what I don't like about it. It's incredibly shiny. I'm going to hold it up again and zoomed in a little bit. It's very, very shiny.
I like it.
I
like it. I like to see the decorations. I like it when you first walk in and it's big and it's impactful and it's there.
Yeah.
Now, that picture must have been before the drapes went up. I think today the drapes and the stars have gone up and it just looks festive and exciting. LEP says, try explaining that at A&E. Yes, exactly. At least it'd be something coming down on you and not something going up into you. That's a bit harder to explain. Sorry, Lucy's doing
14 times strange deaths, couldn't it?
Yeah, Darwin Awards. Right. What was next? My iPad has gone into power saving mode. There we go. Oh, well, that takes us nicely onto Storm Eunice at Disneyland Paris. Now, as we know, the epicenter of Storm Eunice has been this south coast of London. That's a giveaway. Of the UK and
London.
And London has been
not in
hit.
between it. It's really weird because when I saw it on a map, it was the southeast coast, west coast, northeast, southwest coast, and then all that area around London. But in between the southwest and southwest and London, there wasn't a red warning.
Really?
Yeah, really. So it's that age old thing of the things are worse in London No, but
Yeah.
they're worse in London.
There's more things that can fall on your head in London.
I imagine
perhaps.
that's it. Yeah.
Perhaps that's what it is. You know, tourist attractions were shutting and things, weren't they?
But we're on to a different storm now, aren't we?
I don't know.
They've named it today. It's something beginning with F, not surprisingly.
Yes.
Or G or H. It might even be on to H now, I don't know. But I think the warnings there are for Ireland, but we're having 24-mile-an-hour winds today.
Oh,
right
you
now.
can just feel it going
It's
out.
nasty again.
But what I was going to say is, yes, we've had Cornwall and Devon and Somerset and things have been hit as well. But if we look at London, we are actually the same distance from London as Paris is.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Roughly, yeah.
And we have been right up here in North. We've been battered, haven't we?
Franklin, new one. Thanks, Claire.
Storm
Thanks, Mark.
Franklin.
Storm Franklin.
But we've been battered.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and we're not anywhere near the epicenter. I don't know how you guys down south are coping. But if we've been battered like this, I can well believe that Paris are having to modify things.
I saw a picture from Leeds this morning, and someone's trampoline had landed on someone else's roof, actually over the chimney, just rested nicely on top of the house.
Right.
So there has been some awful.
Was there a goat
awful
goat bouncing on it?
No, it wasn't quite that bad.
That would be good.
But it has been pretty horrendous, hasn't it?
It has. It really has. Our wheelie bins have been in our garage. If that's a sign of anything. So the amendments are made. If they've got any kind of swinging signs or exposed flagpoles, they've been taken.
Masking tape, bit of masking tape.
Well, the signs
Hold it
kind
in
of
place.
unhook from the rings, the ones in front of your land, so they've gone. Other things have literally been strapped up. Bins have either been taken in or moved or chained onto things and stuff like that. But the main difference that you would notice to your experience would be all aerial performers on the parade were taken off for the last... I presume it's for the last 3 days. I know it was definitely on Friday. That's when it all kind of kicked off, but it's been a bad do. So, like, we're talking like Peter Pan on his swing, you know, on his float.
Yeah.
Maleficent and the Frozen float didn't come out at all, presumably because of the Sven animatronic. And Maleficent can't breathe fire, can she? And
Go all over the place, wouldn't it?
yeah, the head's on a stick. And there was one more. Just let me look at my notes.
Ooh,
Toy Story. Sorry. The Toy Story float.
The
They've
things
got
that go around.
people in the hamster wheels. The float was still there, but there was nobody in the hamster wheels.
They think they've got problems. Darren says he worked through it doing driving lessons. Can you imagine having a driving lesson in that yesterday?
Oh, I know.
And then Claire says the top of the roof of her shed came off and the bins were rolling about, but no trees down on her street. And that's in the south as well.
That is in the south. Oh, guys.
Nikita, hello. Nikita says hello.
Hello, Nikita. And party, as I believe those emojis mean.
Does that mean you're going to DLP, Nikita? Or are you celebrating somebody else's news in the chat, maybe? I don't know.
The Chesters approve of the 30th medallion.
Okay, good. Thanks, Chester.
Yep. Claire's shed was very old and it was bound to happen. That's kind of how I feel about.
Do you know what? The 30th medallion brooch thing, that would fit very nicely in Discoveryland in the way that it looks. It has almost that kind of feel to it, doesn't it?
It would. Because when you said it's very reflective, what did you say? Shiny.
Shiny.
But it's very reflective.
Shiny.
It's kind of got a tin look to it as opposed to an iridescent look to it. It's got that tin thing, which is very Jules Vernian-esque, isn't it? Yeah.
Would work well.
I agree.
They should move it.
But I'm just really wanting to go. Now, just while we're on it and with the chat, right at the beginning, before we even came on, I noticed someone say, "So, Lucy, how about that trip we were all talking about?"
Have you booked it?
No, we haven't. No, we're not going
what?
to do that. It's not just because of financial and logistical stuff. What I did forget is I am actually involved in a production the week after, and we have got some big full show rehearsals going on that week. It would have been, what's the word, irresponsible of me to go away. But I am seriously looking at an Easter break, but I don't think we can. I know, I'm always looking though, Chris. How often have I said this and
Lucy,
then not gone?
I think I speak on behalf of everybody who listens to, joins us live in the chat, watches this show.
Just book it or shut up.
We're disappointed in you.
Oh, no.
We're really disappointed. We
Exactly.
thought we were going to come into something really exciting today and it was going to just set us all off.
No,
for
I
our
keep
half-term
saying
week and look what
I'm
you've
thinking
done.
of possibly going then. I'm thinking of possibly going then, and then we never do. But this is the glory of an annual pass. But I'm seriously looking at an Easter one, but it won't be on site because it's Easter and it'll be pricey. It'll be cheap as chips, and it probably won't be on the anniversary because I can't get annual pass.
No, fair enough. You should just come in
Bookings.
August when we go.
I think we're gonna,
Yes, I think you should.
and I think the Brooks are too.
What?
I know, because we were talking today about, when are you next going? When you next go to Disneyland Paris, we'll go with you. When are you thinking? I said, well, if we don't get there before, it's probably going to end up being August. And they said the Fletchers are going in August, aren't they? Yes. When are they going? Well, why don't we just go the same week? All right. You weren't there. You'd gone home early, so
Hastily rearranges trip for the time.
Or just give us the wrong dates. Because I genuinely
Because it's not like we talk about it every weekend.
I can't remember your exact dates. I think
8th of August.
I think it's the second week in August. So I was right. I was right. There you go.
We'd see you there. We'd meet up for a
Not
coffee.
angry, just disappointed. Kiva says of me, that is a very parent sentence there. Having said that many a time myself.
Yeah, I'm
21 sleeps till Laura goes.
Oh, what?
And Magical by Sarah is going with her.
Excellent.
Gels, so gels. 21 sleeps. That puts you in the 30th anniversary celebrations. Ooh. Full house of 37 Disney Street to go into DLP at the same time.
Yeah,
Yes.
that could be really good, that.
It could.
Like, we might see each other. Might bump into each other.
I still want to convince Laura that we can leave the kids at home and just go and do a content trip, personally.
It'd be fun, that, wouldn't it?
It would.
Do you know what? She doesn't watch the show at all. Because she has enough of me at home as it is.
Okay.
So we can talk about what we like here, and I don't have to ever relate back to her.
All right.
But
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility of that. I think it'd be a hard one to pull off, though, if I'm honest.
Right. Convincing wise or logistical wise?
No, we could find it. Mind you, we just had a weekend in London, and that was really good. So I don't see any reason why we couldn't just find a weekend and do it.
Yeah.
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 Let's do that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
do loads of B-roll and content and stuff.
And like have some fun and stuff as well, though.
And have some fun.
Not just a work trip.
It's Disneyland Paris. The lines are very blurred.
Yes.
Would anyone else feel like this? I don't feel like doing any kind of work in Disneyland Paris would not be fun, particularly vlogging and talking about it and filming things. I think that'd be mega fun.
Yes.
Anyway,
You're right.
there you
You're
go.
right.
Done, family. 76 days to Disneyland Paris and 180 days to Walt Disney World. Guys, 88 days to Walt Disney World for us. Woo! It's getting pretty real, and that means it's 28 days till I can book my dining,
Hooray.
which is one of my favourite days.
I keep checking the app
planning.
to see if it comes up. It's still 90 days, but I check the app every week to see if they just happen to have jumped it ahead, because when
They
we booked
do,
for this,
don't
there was
they?
like we could book 5 months in advance or something when it was for this week.
They're very erratic. I think it's
Yep.
very naughty of them. Very
They
naughty. People are gonna wake up on the day and find things sold out and be livid. Right. Disney Junior Dream Factory has returned from the season. So this
Ooh.
came back yesterday. I don't know when you're listening, but that was Saturday the 19th of February. It is going to be 4 times daily. There has been a few small tweaks, including the countdown clock that they have on stage. And then it said a few other performance-led tweaks, but it did say tweaks and I couldn't find them listed anywhere. It might just be the odd trick or bit of choreography here
Different
and
character.
there. I don't know if it's different characters. I feel like that would have been quite a big bit of news if they'd added or removed a character. Just to put my 2 pence in, the old Disney Junior was brilliant if you had an under 5 in your party, but really not worth your time if you didn't. They loved it. If you're going with kids, I'd say take them. This Disney Junior at the Dream Factory, I think, is legitimately good theatre. Now, don't get me wrong. It is aimed at the younger children. It is characters off Disney Junior. So you've got Doc McStuffins and Fancy Nancy and that kind of thing. But like I say, it is legitimately good theatre. So if you're just curious and you are adults, sons, children, I'd say go and watch it.
Still not done any theatre at Disneyland Paris. It's something that, you know, as a theatre person, it's something that I thought I would have done, but we've just never ever found time for it. So
if you want to do one, do Mickey and the Magician for the theatre craft.
Okay,
The actual
cool.
craft of it.
Good to know.
Yes, is my 2 pence.
Magical by Sarah says, we will indeed be there on 21 days for the start of the DLP 30th celebrations, so be sure to check out my Instagram stories. I'm guessing that's Magical by Sarah on Instagram.
Magical by Sarah, go check her out.
30th snacks get in my belly, she says.
I will have a look at that too. Get on there. So, annual pass holders pop-up shop will be returning for a limited time to the Storybook store. Now, when they say limited time, they really do mean limited. It's the 23rd and 24th of February only.
They've got some more tat to get rid of.
Well, no. Because what they are saying, unless they've got other tat to get rid of, they're saying selling Mickey's Mainline Pirates collection exclusively. So I tried to find out when the release date was for the Mickey Mainline, and it doesn't appear to be advertised. But reading between the lines, the Space Mountain one was released on the 28th of January. So I imagine that it's going to be released on the 28th of February, which means that annual pass holders can get it 5 and 4 days early. But it sounds like the whole shop is just going to be this Mickey Mainline collection. It's a very, very strange decision. It's kind of creating exclusivity and scarcity where there really isn't any, and it's catering to a demand that I'm not sure is there, that annual pass holders are like, we must go to this shop to get this thing, because I'm not sure that I'm just not sure about it as a tactic. However, it does somehow make it, when it is on Twitter and Instagram and social media, it makes it seem like an important thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it is very odd.
Goodness me. There's a Hugh Rangers coming to the building.
Well, that's early.
Can I just say, right, it's really nice in the chat to see how many people have got trips booked and
I
they're coming
know.
soon. And Caitlin Jackson has just said that she's 29 sleeps until she's in Paris. I may be able to swing a day or two in the parks. You better do, Caitlin.
Oh.
You can't come all that way from the States and set up in Paris and not go to the parks. That would be awful. Does it work? Are you here for work?
And Paris is overrated. It's not one of my favourite capital cities.
No.
Disneyland Paris is the best bit.
When I was in Paris for work, I managed to get my entire team to go to the village to go and have some tea with me, just because I wanted to be close.
Hey.
You can do this, Caitlin. Whatever it is, whatever reason you're there, make sure you get the time to go to the parks, even if you just go for a day.
Today is for any. Do you want a Vimto or a tango?
Oh, I'll go tango, please. Thank you very much. I don't know if you heard Hugh then or not. You probably did.
Come on, baby, let's drink a tango. A tango is a drink for you and me.
Yeah, Hugh's here.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
The question is, has he prepared the Life Day celebration song in the voice of Christopher Walken?
Oh, she's going to a friend's wedding. Okay, I let you off then. In that case, your friend takes priority. Caitlin Jackson is in Paris in 29 days and may or may not go to the parks. But if she is a true friend, she will allow you to leave the reception early to go to Disneyland Paris because, you know.
Quick techie moment. Hugh just opened his can of drink in line of the microphone because he's got the microphone pointing downwards instead of pointing to his mouth. So I just need to make sure that he does that correctly. No, it's not your fault at all. It's how Mickey set it up.
Okay. It's a Mickey Mouse operation.
I am just about to follow Magical by Sarah, and I suggest that you all do the same too. She's in the chat.
It's a bit slapdash today, isn't it? We're all sat on our phones, chatting away.
Magical.
Not making any real effort to actually get on with the show.
Got her. Followed. Boom. Enjoy yourself, Sarah.
I've been watching the Johnson
Family Adventures.
Yeah, because they've been in DLP this last week, and they've posted vlogs every day of the week. So get on and have a look at those as well, because there's some nice stuff going on. Some good content there. Good content, guys. Good content.
And someone mentioned earlier they were staying at Newport Bay. Sorry, I've got a terrible memory. But Sam For God did a really good tour of Newport Bay, didn't she?
Yeah, she's done good ones.
So check that out on the vlogs.
Mark says this mic doesn't sound like it's working.
Oh, no, it isn't working. I turned it off until he got here.
We muted you
He's on now.
so that Mickey's nose didn't...
Hi, guys.
There you go, sorry.
Right.
We figured you all like to
Did
not
they
have
miss
to hear
my
him too
Mickey Mouse operation gag?
It'll
was
come
an
through somewhere.
Classic.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. We might do you a quick recap of what we've talked about.
Is that fair to the listeners?
In a bit.
I'll catch you up. I'll catch you up.
So the exclusive club Salon Mickey has reopened this week. Now, probably loads of DLP purists in the chat and listening who know exactly what that is, but there's also going to be some people who have absolutely no clue, so I'm going to explain for them.
Do it.
Back in the day, Euro Disney, as it was then, Euro Disney Resort, was funded in a very odd way because the government gave some money. Disney were almost like franchise holders, and then it was a separate publicly what do you call it? Where it's floated on the stock exchange. I don't know. Publicly available company. Whereas in America, you've got the Walt Disney Corporation, and that is it. You don't have the Parks division. Euro Disney Corporation was a separate company. So you could buy shares in Euro Disney. And in recent years, I believe it was maybe 2017, around that point in history, Disney bought back all the shares and bought out the separate landowners, and now Disney own it outright, which is better in the long run. But back when you could be a shareholder, to sweeten the pot, you were allowed access to a very, very exclusive lounge called Salon Mickey that looks like a kind of Victorian gentleman's club with big wingback chairs and open fires and, you know, Persian rugs on the floor and stuff like that.
You've piqued my interest.
And yeah, and I believe that they serve like hot drinks and snacks, and there's I want to say like butlers. That may or may not be in my imagination. I imagine there's butlers, but there's definitely dedicated cast members in there. So if you used to be a shareholder, at the point that they bought you out, part of the deal of them buying you out was you were grandfathered into Salon Mickey for life, I believe. So unfortunately,
Salon Mickey for life, yo.
This is not something that you or I can just decide to join. Ooh, I'm going to join that club so I can go in it. I don't think. But there are some old shareholders. No offence. Who can go in this lounge, and it's reopened.
So it's literally been there for these people, and it's been shut for ages, and now it's reopened so they can go back in again.
Yeah.
It's not really news, that is it? We can't have it.
Well, no. I mean, it's another thing that's open after COVID, though. Look at it that way.
Yeah, true. That is
you
true.
know?
I just assumed when I read that it was to do with where you get your nails done. You know, with
Salon
the report
Mickey.
of the week.
No, it's like
doesn't
the French for living room.
Okay.
And if you wonder where it is, because it's semi-secret, but it's not entirely secret the way Club 33 is, it's in the building, the block where the left luggage is, on the right-hand side of the Disneyland Paris Hotel.
Okay.
You know that little block?
Yes.
It's kind of tucked in there. So it must be really quite small. I've seen pictures and it just looks like some dude's living room. It looks like an Explorer from the 1930s living room. That's what it looks like.
Nice.
So it's just tucked in there. So it's just somewhere else that you can go.
That you can't go.
That you can't
You can't go.
You can't go.
But you can know is there.
In your heart, you know that those overprivileged ex-shareholders are having a whale of the time being served, martinis from Tarquin.
That we still have to pay ridiculous amounts of money for, though, probably.
No, I don't think so.
Just go and have what they want for nothing.
I don't know.
Like an airport lounge that you don't have to
Do
pay
we
for.
have any Salon Mickey club members in the chat?
If you have, raise your
Goblets.
silk gloved hand
Yeah,
and wave it at us.
remove your monocle. Somebody let me know what's going on there, because I'll never find out for myself. Right. Elastic. Okay, there's been strikes. Oh, France. We do love you. Your workers are striking again. Viva la resistance! There's been strikes on the RER line, causing travel disruption for guests travelling to and from central Paris. I believe this will be done by the time you're there, Caitlin, but you always want to check. You never know when them French are going to strike again. And I believe that was on Friday. But unusually, they were making announcements over the tannoy in the park saying, please be aware that. So there was probably some knock-on travel effects on other lines as well.
Right.
Going in.
That's
all the information I have. Just a little bit of news.
Patrick says, Salon Mickey was always open. It was just closed for 3 weeks for refurbishment. And indeed, it is quite small.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. Hello, Patrick. Have you talked to us before? Hello.
Don't scare him off.
No, I know.
Don't scare him
He's
away.
putting his monocle back in now.
Don't insult him off either.
He's skittish.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much for that. I thought it had been closed for the when it said it's reopened. I thought it'd been closed for COVID. But yes, it does appear to be very small. And do you know if the drinks are free, Patrick?
I wonder why the fact that it's shut wasn't news, but the fact that it's reopened is.
It might have been news and I didn't pay attention to it.
Maybe that's it. Okay, yeah.
Sometimes I miss things.
I'll allow it.
Allow that. Last bit of news. Now, we had a really brief discussion, me and Chris, about this beforehand, and I'm going to tell you what the discussion was. Premier Access touch points have been added to Cars Road Trip, and I was like, why?
Is it that busy?
And Chris said it was the longest line when you checked your app earlier.
Yeah, like half an hour before closing, it was the longest line in the studios with a 10-minute wait.
Oh, you didn't tell me I had a 10-minute wait.
No, because you said, stop talking about that. We'll talk about it on the show before I had a chance to say.
I thought it must have had like a 90-minute wait or something.
No, nothing like that.
Right, I am...
Nothing that justifies fast pass.
I am talking directly to the listener here, particularly if you have a trip booked. Premier Access, we have discussed on this show. You do you. If you're happy to pay that to do Space Mountain or Thunder Mountain, by all means do so. But please, don't pay to go on Cars Road Trip. Please. It's...
Oh, no. Equally, if there's a 40-minute queue, don't queue for it either.
No. Well, at some point, there won't be a 40-minute queue. Even, I know it's the newest attraction, and it's good. We liked it. It was cute, but it's no e-ticket attraction. It's just a nice little ride on a tram. And also the trams are pretty much end-to-end, so as soon as one takes off, another one's coming back. The trams are big. They seat a lot of people. The most you're going to wait is for the next tram or the tram after that. So we're talking minutes. And just wait till the queue's gone down. Enjoy yourself. Just please don't pay for it. I feel like I'm doing a public service announcement here. Would you back that up, Hughie?
Yeah, it's fine. It's better than it was, but to pay for it would be madness.
Who's interested? Who can guess what the price point's going to be for this particular ride?
Oh, you see, it might just be €5. If it's €5, I feel like they're after a fast book. It's gonna
still don't pay for it.
No, I mean, what would the queue have to be for you to walk up there and think, I'm going to pay €5. I'm not going to go away and have some dinner and come back later. I'm here now. I want to pay €5. What would your situation need to be for that?
Everything else would have to be shut.
End of the day.
A bit of a gammy leg. I don't know.
End of the day, gammy leg, half-hour wait.
And everything else is shut, so there's literally nothing else to do.
Yeah. Except
for either sit and wait for it or pay for it so you can.
Or maybe you're on the run from the police and they're following you up that path.
The police?
The gendarmes are following you up that path and you run and you need to get on the ride quickly to escape them, and the only way you can get on quickly is by paying that €5.
Do you think it's going to be that quick on the app to do?
I would hate for anyone to pay for it and then basically get straight on it anyway, because they don't refund that, do they?
Oh, look, Patrick is he's a former shareholder. Patrick, we have royalty, it feels like, in our midst. And he says between 9 and noon you can get free treats and hot and cold drinks.
It says as a former shareholder. It doesn't say he is
as a former shareholder. Yeah. They can get hot and cold drinks and free treats.
It's a bit like
I'm really glad you were there to answer our question. I really, really am. Thank you.
So it's kind of like what you get at club level on an afternoon tea.
Glub, glub, glub.
Glub, glub, glub.
Yeah.
Glub, glub, glub.
For an afternoon tea, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds
that
about
really
right.
good.
So maybe not a martini from Tarquin. But
if you got it, you would take advantage of that, wouldn't you?
Oh, heck yeah. And that's a good location as well. That's just kind of, it's out of the park for chilling, but it's right near the exit, so you can just... And I bet they get straight back in. I bet they don't have to walk around.
If my dad had the advantage of something like that when we went, that he would have gone in there several times a day just to get a bit of a break from everything.
Yeah, rest his hips and things, yes. I think you'd pay if it was 30 degrees plus. I don't think so. Because it is covered. It is a covered waiting area. I'm thinking, I know what you're saying. There are other things that have got uncovered waiting areas that I would choose to pay for if it was 30 degree plus and it was going to be a long wait.
What if you just needed to sit down for a bit and all the benches were taken up and that gets you a sit down for 10 minutes?
Maybe.
And you couldn't sit on the floor because it was too cold.
Oh, he works at ticketing, no shares. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you. But thank you for your input and wisdom. We know nothing. We know nothing.
We don't pretend to know anything either, do we, really? Let's be honest.
No. No, we don't. We're just fans. We're just fans.
Well, like Fox
This is
News,
a
it's just
fan
opinion pieces.
Yeah.
We're not quite as aggressively wrong
Contradiction.
about
No,
stuff.
we're
though.
not. We're not horrible and. I won't go into that.
Yeah, let's not
Right.
get sued for slander or anything.
Yeah,
just
and
yet.
we have people listening from Florida, so you know.
Right, before we ask Chris how his day was, because I don't know if you know, today was meant to be Chris's first day in Disneyland Paris, but it's not. But we're going to pretend it is.
He,
and
he
say
spent it with us at an ice rink in
He did.
Leeds.
he did. We had a good day.
It was cold.
We had a good day,
I had a
didn't
lot
we?
of fun. They didn't skate.
We
Can
did.
you imagine going to an ice skating rink where you don't have to pay to skate? You can just go on,
You don't have to pay.
and they didn't skate.
We don't have to pay.
No, you didn't have to pay. You could have just gone on. She said that as we walked in. She said, "Any of you adults, you can skate."
I said, as I said to Lucy, if it was something I thought, I think I want to get into this, then I would start. But just to do it once today, I've got enough on my plate.
Okay.
I know what I mean.
So before we ask
Yeah.
Chris how his day was today, his imaginary day was
Oh.
today, when
Yeah.
he was in Disneyland Paris,
Mm.
we've got a couple of show and tells.
Yes, we do.
So should we let Ollie go first?
Yeah, I'm going to press a button and then you'll see Ollie, and then we'll come back after Ollie. Here he
Okay.
goes.
Today I went to build a bear and didn't build a bear.
What did you build?
This
The Stitch. Tell me about it then.
is very fat. I put some fluff inside it and I put the heart in and that's all I have to say about Stitch.
What about his arm? What's on his hand? Do you like him?
Yes, he's very lovely and he can talk by his own without even saying anything. Thank you! Goodbye!
There
You
go.
sired a very cute child. I
Yeah,
will
he's
say.
cute there. You spent all day with him. He's a right little nightmare.
No, he's always
He was
cute. He was
nice.
cute all day,
I
wasn't
like
he?
my favourite thing he said today was we were sat around a table. All the kids were sat around a table eating pizza, and then he just went, "This is boring."
And then
This is
Peter
boring.
turned to him and said, Ollie, is it boring when we sing Happy Birthday and she blows the candles out? And he went, yeah.
He's super cute. That's a good Build-A-Bear. That is a really good Build-A-Bear.
Honestly, I think one of the best Build-A-Bears I've seen. It's brand new as well. It's just come in stock. They've just started doing it.
It
and
seems to be in like the 30th anniversary colours.
yeah, it's got that
maybe it is.
iridescent look. It's called tie-dye Stitch, but it's a lot nicer than the normal Stitch they have there as well. But Lucas has got a couple of Build-A-Bears that he's collected over the years, and Ollie's never had the chance to do it. So he had some birthday money left over, and we sent him there.
We have
and,
some
that's
Build-A-Bear
what we want.
princess outfits.
Mm.
I don't
Nice.
like Build-A-Bear.
No, I get that.
Okay. I was going to say...
I don't find it remotely appealing.
I was going to say, we're not sponsored, by the way, but Hugh has just made that perfectly clear.
Yeah, we'll never be sponsored now.
But you know, Ollie keeps going on about plushies. He loves a plushie because he watches that much YouTube, and everybody's American, so it's all about plushies.
Yeah.
I have
And-
got...
Ooh,
A show and
Oh, this is why. Now, I just got dropped off by our friend, and I was supposed to pass this to him, as you'll find out in a minute, and I couldn't find it, so I didn't.
Yeah, when it wasn't taken, I thought I'll use it as a show and tell. I'm getting a bit further away from the microphone, and you may hear some clumpering paper in a moment.
Clumpering?
So, this is still in its box, and it's plastic, and there's a very good reason why. I have bought myself, because I love it so much, the new Encanto Loungefly. Okay? There we go.
Oh.
It's got the casita on the front.
Shall I hold it up
It's
to the
just
camera a bit so it
So
can be
beautiful
seen by those
and
who are?
lovely.
Oh, which way?
It's
That
just the most beautiful
Listeners,
thing.
just Google Loungefly Encanto.
Encanto Loungefly.
And if you can't be bothered to do that, think Loungefly bag with the casita on the front of it.
I like the.
It's pretty awesome.
It's got neon ink on it, which is nice.
It's just at the minute I saw it, if I did a video on my my lounge flies at Christmas when we were doing Vlogmas, and I did say I'm not someone with thousands. I think I've got 4 now. I'm not someone with thousands of lounge flies. They're very expensive, and I think if you have too many, they won't get used. But the minute I saw that, I thought that's going to be my next lounge fly if I get one, because I really, really love it.
Nice.
Claire loves
Anyway.
it, and Spare Claire says, "Yes, Lucy."
Yes, Lucy. Well, no,
Isn't Claire Alexander Spare Claire, isn't she?
Oh, actually,
No.
I don't know which way around was it.
Claire, just save that yes, Lucy, because I need to tell you about it. I have decided to try and get back. I'm 40 this year. Yes. And I've tried to get back to my 2018 weight. And I've got 4 kilograms left to lose. And I'd always decided that when I got back to my original weight, I could buy myself that lounge fly. And I started to waver and think 4 kilograms isn't much and I want the lounge fly. And I thought, I'm either going to not bother losing the weight and then think I can live without the lounge fly, or I'm going to buy the lounge fly anyway and not lose the weight. So the plan is I have bought the lounge fly.
So you can buy yourself another one when you lose 4 kilograms?
No. Tomorrow it goes into the custody of our very good friends and neighbours, Kat and Brookie, who you will know from the vlogs that went to Disneyland Paris with us. And Kat is under strict instructions to not give me it back until I send her a photograph of my bathroom scales.
You couldn't have given it to a more responsible person.
I know.
You
That's
actually
why
have
I
to
chose
lose
it.
5 kilograms because the bag weighs 1 kilogram.
So
so you were right. It was.
I kind of thought, I'm not going to buy it twice, am I? I'm also not going to think, oh, well, I'll do without the lounge fly once I've spent £70 on it. So that's my way of like carrot and a stick of how I'm going to lose the weight. So Claire, you can save that capital letter, yes, Lucy, for when I come back on and tell you I now own the lounge fly, because you'll know that'll mean I've got a teeny tiny
Sorry,
waistline.
that was original Claire. Spare Claire was the one that said love that.
Okay.
Claire actually said right at the beginning of the show, this Spare Claire thing's not going away, is it?
Well, I read that.
Along
I read that, and that's why I got mixed up because yeah, it was the other way around.
We like to labour a joke. It keeps us going.
Kiva said, bought my first 2 lounge flies this week. Couldn't pick one. Oh my
Ooh.
goodness, that's quite a baptism,
What were
Kiva. Yeah, what were they? Tell us what they were, please.
Bags. They were bags.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Jill from the Dunn family is getting that one for Walt Disney World, and Darren has got the lounge fly.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Avengers. Obviously, we're talking about lounge fly.
I wanted a Spider-Man hoodie, but it's black with a big white Spider-Man logo there. It's very simple.
Oh, yeah.
And it was on Merchoid, and I check on it about once every 6 months, and it's never in stock.
Oh.
But annoyingly, if you visit the page, you then get an email from them because it remembers me. I then get an email saying like, "See something you like," and it's like, get it while you still can. I'm like, oh, what? And then I go back onto the page and it's still not there. So it's doubly annoying.
That is doubly
That
annoying.
I'm also getting spammed and teased.
That's no good.
It's called a Spitting Venom hoodie.
Spitting Venom.
Yep. I want it.
Speaking of-
in small.
Speaking of Spider-Man, kind of, and before we start talking about these other things, did you watch after the in the middle of the Super Bowl last week? You know, did you watch the Super Bowl? Didn't you? We all watched the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed it.
Did you see the
Go Vikings.
the Doctor Strange trailer?
We have seen the Doctor Strange
Yes.
trailer. Yeah.
Yes.
And
Can't remember anything about it.
It's
Oh yeah, there's a bit with it where his face breaks into squares.
there's a lot.
there's
And
an awful lot
There's
to
a
unpack,
lot,
isn't
and there's a lot of visual effects, and it has made me no more or less excited than I already was for the film. I am excited about the film, but there was nothing in it that made me go,
there? No.
Not even
And-
the cameo from You Know Who.
Oh. Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
That's more intriguing, isn't it? Because it's like
It's intriguing.
What's that about?
Yeah. There's quite a lot of little Easter eggs in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
If you can be bothered to scour the internet for the people who've already found them.
Oh yeah, watch New Rockstars because they just go over every inch of the screen and they don't leave a stone unturned, do they? New rock stars trailer breakdowns.
I don't know how they do it. I don't know the process.
We actually, instead of watching it twice, we'll often watch a Mandalorian, for example, and then watch the new rock stars just going through the episode, and it's like a little recap. It's a little recap, but also they give you little tidbits about information and things that you've missed in the background. So yeah, it's
nice.
It's a good way to enjoy it again.
Kiva's Loungeflies were up and tangled, both excellent choices.
That's how I have my hair.
50% off as well, so you're allowed to buy 2 if they're half price.
Oh yeah, it's like
and Claire says she's gonna splurge in Walt Disney World.
Cake with 50% less calories. You have twice as much.
Absolutely. Right. So the question.
Yeah.
Chris.
Oh yeah.
How was your first day at Disneyland Paris?
Oh, it's funny you should ask. I mean, there was a lot of driving, and it's been really windy and rainy and horrible. So yeah, you know. So first off, we got up dead early and had to travel right down the full length of the UK, pretty much, from Leeds down to Ashford. You know, stop for a wee on the way, like you do, and then the train was delayed, as you'd expect, because of all this weather. Delayed train, but we did eventually get on the train, and that was good. And then we were off, and France just empty like always, but really windy and rainy. Laura did the driving because, as much as I can drive abroad, I tend to do the longer bit at the first stretch, the 4.5 hour bit. She does the 3 hour bit, and that's just how it kind of works. And then we got there and checked into the Cheyenne, walked into the village, went to the Rainforest Cafe and had some food. Yeah. It was good.
How did you find the Rainforest Cafe?
Walked into the village and it's the first thing you see coming to the Cheyenne.
It's just there.
Lucas really likes the crocodile. But the last few times we've been, it was covered. So I told him he wasn't allowed to go and look at it. And I'm not at all saying that because I know there's people who've been there recently who'll tell me whether it's covered or not. But I don't actually know.
Lucy, you just broke through the top of the thing and your head cut in half. Carry on.
And then went and looked at stuff in the shops and then went back to the hotel and we're just getting into bed now.
Oh, do you know what?
You're coming through loud and clear on this.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand either. Sorry, Siri's just told me it doesn't. It's not sure I understand.
I thought I misunderstood. I thought you would have been in the park.
No,
today.
first day tomorrow.
First full day tomorrow.
What's your plan for tomorrow then, Chris?
We're going to go on it to Small. Oh no, we can't go on it to Small World. What's my plan tomorrow? To go on loads of rides and stuff, and you really
have you got somewhere you want to eat?
Well, actually, now then,
Café de la Bruce.
Let me just think. On the Monday, we had booked in on the Monday to go to Chez Remy, I think.
Oh,
Chez Remy.
I'd already booked all the food, you see. I booked all the food. We booked to go Chez Remy on the Monday.
So you would have had a studios half day at least then.
Remy.
Well, it was we would have had. We might have just walked over to go in, to be honest. But yeah, and then I think on Tuesday it was. Probably. Oh, we'd left Tuesday open so we could see if we could go to the one of the ones in the Marvel Hotel because you couldn't book those online. And I still don't think I've not been able to see anywhere where you can book the Manhattan or the downtown on the app yet.
No,
it's always fully booked, but apparently if you ring up you can book it. So top tip there. And then on the Wednesday we were going to go to Captain Jack's and do that, and then the last day we were just going to go get a buffet somewhere. But I think we were going to Newport Bay to.
Really hungry now.
One of those, yeah. I
want that buffet.
And then we'd have done some rides and stuff on that as well, but mostly food. You know,
obviously that's what Disney's about.
Do you know what we haven't done for ages? We haven't done a virtual day in the park.
No, I know. I was thinking about that, but there's not.
But there's so many people going there now that it kind of feels not as worth it as it was when we did it before. But maybe we should.
Cheryl's saying we have a full-on itinerary with rides and where we want to eat and even what we want off the menu. I'm the same. More so when I go to Disney World because it used to be the whole fast pass thing and we'd book a lot of dining and stuff. But Disneyland Paris, I'm the same. And I always check the menu and I think what I might want and what Hugh might want and what Bonnie might want just in case.
We said this said it last week, didn't we? But I never look at the menu. Like beforehand, I like to go and you know, I think what do I feel like right now.
You see, if you lot did happen to book and be there the same week that we were going to be there, then me and Hugh could go to the Agrabah places because nobody else wants to go there. I can't get my family to go there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really liked it there. So
We're going to a bro's lunch.
yes.
A brunch, if you like.
We,
A brunch.
I would go
Brunch.
again because
Brunch.
inside it was
We coined
lovely.
it
And
right now.
we went on an incredibly hot day, and it was so lovely and cool inside that
Yeah.
it was just really nice to go
Just
in.
found a hidden
But the food.
No,
the
you
food
haven't just found a
isn't
hidden
for me.
Mickey. It's
We
there
put-
deliberately.
We put that there for you to find.
Oh.
We haven't
It's-
shown
yeah.
anybody here though, so it is
We
kind of a good
saved it for
story.
you.
We were literally going to show you it. Lucy turned around to me before we started today, after she set the lights up, and she held a bit of polystyrene up to me and said, "How have we not noticed this before?"
Don't think it will read on camera, but no, it won't.
No.
It's
It's too bleach.
Basically, the
Too
hole is like the head, and then there's two little.
There's two
Yeah.
indentations of ears around this polystyrene.
I said,
Hang
"Let's
on.
save it and we'll show Hugh it," and then Hugh spotted it.
Kiva has just asked a very important question that I think particularly me and Hugh need to discuss. She's cancelled Captain Jack's and booked Chez Remy instead.
Ooh,
Is that a mistake?
there
Now,
are no mistakes.
well, no, there's no mistakes. They are both fabulous restaurants. You will enjoy Chez Remy a lot, but it makes me ask the question: if you were going tomorrow and you had that amount of money, which is a large amount of money to spend on one restaurant,
Yep.
would you go to Captain Jack's or Chez Remy?
Do you know, we went to Chez Remy years ago, and Captain Jack's,
Months
more
ago.
recently, yeah. But I'd still go to Captain Jack's. It's just, I just prefer the ambience in there, and I like the menu. But we just had steak and chips and ratatouille, didn't we? I'm not sure. I can't remember what else is on the menu there.
Well, there was a soup to start with and a mousse to finish.
Vichyssoise.
I think.
It was good though. I liked it a lot more than you did, didn't you? Didn't I? Did I?
I was just surprised at how gourmet it wasn't. Now, thing is, I'm not a gourmet eater, so the truth is, a well-cooked steak and some good chips, that's fine, I'm happy. But because of the prices we were paying, I was expecting something a little bit more French, a little
Yeah.
bit more Michelin kind of stuff, and it really isn't.
What are we getting in the Avengers campus?
We're
'Cause
getting...
Restaurant des Stars shuttered it down, didn't it? Is
Yeah,
that where Pim
that's where Pim's
Kitchen
Kitchen
gonna be?
is.
And what is that going to be? Do we know?
Well, I presume it's just going to be a carbon copy of what's in
Well, that's what we're hoping, isn't
California.
Yeah, that's what we want. I just,
Which is a
I don't
quick
think it will
quick
be. I hope it
service.
is. I hope it is.
It's a quick service.
So what about the other one?
Blockbuster?
Because that was a quick service, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't think we've got.
Is that gone?
Well, I think it's going to be something else. I think it's going to be like Stark Industries,
Right.
and I think there might be meet and greet.
The reason I ask is if Pim Kitchen's a bookable place and Avengers Campus is going to be opening in, let's say, June, I don't know.
Yeah,
then we're going to be close to it needing to be open, needing to know what it's going to be so that people can start to book it.
that's a very good point. I don't think that would be a bookable place, and I've not heard about anything major. You have brought up an important point that I hadn't thought about. Is there was also the kind of slipstream trailer style restaurant de Cascadeurs
Okay, yeah.
that I'm probably saying wrong.
Is that the one that Hughes always says is never open?
No, it was open. We liked it. We went.
Oh, okay.
Opposite the Cars Motors Action,
yeah,
the
the
slipstream
sort
one.
of metallic diner
Yeah.
truck thing.
Yeah.
Caravan. Well, what was
There was
that?
that-
Train cart thing.
It was small, but there was outside seating, and it was good burger and chip stuff. And then there was also the Blockbuster Cafe, which was quite big, quick service. And then you had a very big, well, Plaza Gardens sized buffet restaurant in Restaurant de Stars. So
Yeah.
we've lost 3 eateries, and I think we're only getting one back. But Cascadeurs could reopen exactly as it was and still fit the theming.
Yeah.
To be fair, we don't know if it's going to, and the whole area is blocked off, so we can't see now.
It's exciting.
I haven't heard anything about it. We know that Blockbusters has gone, and that's the one that's currently got the big brick walls and the Stark Industries
Is
thing.
that where the Hulkbuster thing is? Isn't there a thing of that inside it? Like a big statue.
Maybe.
I seem to remember seeing that somewhere.
The more food places, the better.
You say that, but Disneyland Paris are very bad for closing things seasonally, so it makes you think, well, what's the point? But the studios desperately need some more options. Desperately. Or open some snack carts.
It was pretty depressing when we the best we could do was sit and eat some chips.
That's it. We had to get a cone of dry chips. It was really because we were hungry and there was nothing else.
And we all know we like wet
Patrick,
chips.
Patrick is the fountain of knowledge.
thinking.
Cafe de Cascadeur is gone.
Yeah.
Patrick, our fountain of knowledge.
Claire's just said, do we think mobile orders will become a bigger thing in DLP? Well, they have started to, haven't they?
Oh,
Places like cases you can
Yeah.
order, can't you?
can you?
I believe so,
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I just
think
want
so.
if Patrick seems to know more than we do, which I enjoy. Patrick, are there any other eateries planned other than Pim Kitchen?
Patrick, are you doing anything every Sunday for the rest of your life at about this time?
Can you fact check us, please?
Patrick, what are the projected profits for the next 5 years, please?
DLP needs breakfast options. Done family, I agree with you. What it really needs is for Plaza Gardens character breakfast to come back.
Ooh.
But it needs in-park breakfast options to get you into the park for a good reason. Because at the moment, there's a reason for you to stay out of the park at the moment.
Well, hang on, because certainly for early magic hours, we've said, and you will say every single time, when you go in for early magic hours, do not get your breakfast.
No, I do. That's true.
So, what do we need? Go buy a muffin. Go
Well,
get a croissant.
The Plaza
Solero.
Starbucks. Yeah, have a Solero.
I was there when you
The
know
Plaza Gardens one was like a pre-park opening thing,
Yeah,
so
I
you
know,
could
yeah,
get
yeah.
in sooner. I know what you're saying.
I
But even at 10 a.m., you might be wandering around
Yeah.
going, right, I need my breakfast now. So
And
you
it-
end up at the Hyperion.
If
don't
you are in the hotels, the buffets are
I like the
fantastic.
stuff at the Hyperion.
Mm.
I like
That funny
the
muffin
breakfast.
thing.
I like
Yeah.
the fast food they have later. I like it.
Mm.
I like it.
I didn't like queuing
That's
for it.
not popular.
That was my problem with the breakfast there. We had the breakfast there once, and it was just it was 30 minutes nearly queuing.
Did
for-
you get
for
it
our
on
breakfast.
was it on the dining plan?
Yeah.
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 I think
so then
that
after that we paid up and had the buffet for the rest of the time.
no other restaurants planned in the foreseeable as far as I can tell. Well, let's
Ah.
just hope that that the Pim Kitchen is high capacity.
And has them big
and
chocolate
good, and is a
bars.
draw, and it has
Massive
has a giant
chocolate
bars.
Chris, it's not going to happen, is it?
No,
We're
it's
not going
not.
to get those big chocolate
No, we're
bars,
not.
man.
We're not.
We're not. It's not going to happen.
It's the
How big are they?
for us the problem is
How big are they?
the problem is food is a reason to leave the studios at the moment, and I know that we're in a rebirth as far as
The
the
food
studio's
festival-y
concerned.
type cart things are good.
They
though.
are good. They are good, and I highly recommend that you use them if they're there. They have some really good stuff. But let's say you're there when there isn't a food festival like we were last time. The snack carts aren't open. Chez Remy it's a choice. You decide that is where your money is going this trip. It's not a, ooh, we're hungry, where shall we go? You need to book it. You need to pay for it. So
Unless you've got a dining plan, in which case, if you're on a
yeah, you still need to book ahead.
on the plus dining plan, then you can go. You'd have to book ahead, but
yeah,
but-
so it's not a last minute, ooh, we're hungry thing.
no.
So then your choices are in Studio One, which are fine. The chicken nuggets, the burgers, they're fine, they're good. We've eaten there many a time, but we've eaten there because of lack of other options. And what happens then is we get to a certain point in the studios and we leave in order to find somewhere else to eat, particularly if we've already had
And
burger and chips
and you're
that
leaving
trip.
angry.
You're leaving, well,
Very
hungry.
angry.
Which is a problem. And obviously when the Avengers campus opens, there's going to be more reasons to stay. But let's say, I mean, Pim Kitchen will be open, so hopefully that will be a reason to stay. But let's say there are more reasons to stay and there are more things that you want to do, but you already had burger and chips yesterday and you want something different, you're still going to leave. You might leave and go back again because you've got more rides that you haven't done. This is my opinion, Disneyland Paris. Open some snack carts.
We should
Sell
rank.
us a crepe,
We should rank our favourite restaurant. Have we done that before?
maybe.
No, we have actually. No, we haven't.
Like, we'll each do like
Caitlin's an important question.
top 5 or something.
Oh,
Pim seems to be bigger than restaurants to stars, and an extension has been built on the back to house a new kitchen. That is
Ooh.
good.
Hang on, did you just say Caitlin's got an
And
important
then
question?
and then Patrick
and then read
came
a
in.
different
Something
message.
else.
Yeah.
Sorry, Caitlin. Caitlin, I have an important question for Chris.
Yes.
Read the slow coffee.
Oh yeah.
Is it faster to get hot water and an instant coffee
Well,
packet?
I guess the answer
Add
to
an-
that is
add an instant.
I don't know what would happen if you queued to ask for a hot water, but my guess is it would come from the same machine and it'd be served by the same person. So it'd probably be exactly the same experience. So what I would probably recommend is that you boil your kettle in your hotel room
Take a
and
flask.
take a flask and do
Yeah.
it that way if it bothers you as much as it bothers me.
And if you go in the winter, you can hug your flask as well.
I'd also say consider going out to the village to get a coffee from Starbucks because it's a little bit more worth the wait and they're kind of quicker with it as well.
Yeah.
There you go. If the coffee is that important to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Hugh's just tapped his watch.
we've
because
no
Yeah.
his
unicorn.
iridescent watch.
I'm like Sonic the Hedgehog when you're leaving for a while. Taps his foot and his watch.
There's a lot of love for Patrick in the chat.
Yeah.
He's got more reliable information than us who
I know.
keep cancelling our trips.
Yeah.
So,
Please come back, Patrick.
so that's been a fun show, to say we were a man down to start with, and we didn't have much of a plan what to talk about. And
It's not often I'm called a man.
well, only when you're down. Anyway. So, thank you all very much for joining us again. We will be here next week doing the same thing. There'll be all three of us for the full show, I think. But we need to get off because we are recording one of our classics podcasts.
Our last one
Our
of the classics.
Final classics podcast, because we are now up to
Until
date.
Turning Red comes out.
Yeah, it's not our final podcast from that podcast, but it's the final of
We'll
the
be up-
animated
we'll be up
classics.
to
It's so
date.
confusing, isn't it?
We've been reviewing the Disney classics in
Oh.
order from Snow White upwards, and we've just got to what was the last film when we started, which is Ralph Breaks the Internet.
But it isn't the last one, but we've done all the ones after that.
All the ones after that we did
As they came out.
as they came out.
It's a bit messy.
So yeah.
It's a bit messy. Just tune in. You'll get it.
Oh, Claire says it's sad to see the classic ones come to the end. I know we are too, but we've got some exciting things planned.
Yeah,
we're
we-
going to be ranking Marvel the week after
we're
next.
going to
which I'm
rank
excited.
Marvel, Star Wars. We're going to rank
Muppets.
Muppets, Pixar.
Yeah.
There's new films
All
coming
sorts of
out
things.
all
Yeah,
the
I'll keep
time.
doing new ones. Yeah.
And we will do all the new
We'll
ones.
still be
just-
doing like Halloween and Christmas specials, I think.
Our Encanto one has had like record
Yeah.
downloads,
It's
hasn't it?
been very
Thousands
popular.
of-
Yeah.
Thousands
So
of
thank you if
downloads.
you've listened to that and then found this as
Yeah.
a result of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't get enough of our like angry reviews.
And I'm in the process of planning a video on secret spots in Disneyland Paris. These range from nice places to go and have a break in the shade to shortcuts that a lot of people don't use.
Do you want to be telling everybody?
Yeah, well,
Because
I'm
they're the
gonna-
people that are going to get in my way when we next go.
Look, if we had enough listeners and viewers that I could mobilise an army to get in your
It just
way,
takes
you would
that
just have to
one-
deal with it.
Person.
Yeah. So I'm writing that, and Chris has got a video on driving tips.
Yeah, we said this last week as well. I haven't recorded it yet. I just need to pull my finger out and get on with it, and then I will. But I'm a bit nervous because Lucy's like full of knowledge and stuff, and that, and she's done quite a lot of these
Fake
now.
it till you make
And people
it,
like
baby.
it, and I'm a bit worried that I'll put it out and nobody will like it.
Oh no, Christopher, we love your smiley face.
Oh, go
Please
on.
do it. Right,
Yeah.
so thank you all very much for joining us. That's enough plugging. Also, make sure that you follow Magical by Sarah on Instagram and Sam for God and the Johnson
Johnsons,
family and all our other friends that we just love to have with us.
And Patrick, whatever he does, like let's just plug Patrick and hope he comes
Follow
back next
Patrick,
week.
not around. That would be weird. Don't follow him around. But yeah, just give some love to Patrick for his superior knowledge. So thank you all very much for joining us. I've been Lucy. This has been the boys. You've been awesome. And good night.
Bye.
Peace.